Good morning, everybody. We are in Hanoi after a treacherous, long, exhausting 3-day bike trip that was in the north in Ha Giang, nearly 400 kilometers traveled. So, we're here in Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. Are we gonna see the sights? No, we're not. Are we going to eat some food? Absolutely. Are we gonna do some really Hanoi traditional things along the way? I think we are. Come along. Our first stop on the food journey, the Hanoi food journey, is for some fried snacks. So Hanoi is known for these two. We have bánh gỏi. Bánh means cake. Gỏi, I'm pretty sure means wrapped. Although, you know what? I take it back, I don't know. We have bánh tôm. This means cake, and this is shrimp. So we've got lots of different options. So we ordered pork, chicken, egg, spring onion. We've got sweet wheat shrimp. Very excited to try it. We got the lady frying back here. We got another lady, helping us out. And let's see what we get. Let me introduce to you the street bánh gỏi. Very similar to an empanada. We have a wonton wrapper stuffed with various meats, vermicelli noodles, mushrooms. You can find it all inside. She plops these bad boys into some hot frying oil, and boom, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, delicious, crispy, Asian influence. Let's have a bite. So the first thing out of the fryer, we've got the bánh gỏi. They look like little empanadas, if empanadas were like with this kind of wonton skin instead of basically your typical dough. So let's give it a try. So here we've got the bánh gỏi. There's only one thing to do, is to give it a shot. Oh, and we've got some beautiful bánh tôm that just came out. So we have this kind of sweet kind of fish sauce, so we're gonna give it a little dip. Super crispy, and oh yeah. So here you can see on the inside there's little vermicelli noodles. The outside is kind of sweet, super crunchy, like a great snack for the morning. Great start to the morning. Have it with some coffee, have it with some friends. Oh yeah. The next on the docket is bánh tôm, or a fried shrimp cake. Super common to find in Hanoi and on the streets. This is a simple wheat batter topped with raw shrimp and little bits of potato, lovingly dipped and deep fried in hot oil. I mean, guys, do you hear that sizzle? Listen to the sizzle. Anyways, she'll pull it out of the oil and she'll chop it up on a plate for easy delivery into your mouth. Let's get fried. Now we've got bánh tôm. We've just figured out tôm is the same word in both Vietnamese and Thai. Good find, Max. So she got the batter. Very cool way of doing it. Pretty simple fried. This is, we tried to order different ones. She just gave us the same ones. And I'm gonna try it no sauce first. It's cool because when you fry a shrimp, you can actually eat the whole thing. The outside gets nice and crispy. So cheers. So this one has more of a, kind of the dough's a little bit crunchy, so it's a little bit more doughy. It has a kind of sweetness to it, and then you just get like a little kick of shrimp on the finish. Pretty good. I'd say both of them are like 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Pretty tasty. We'll get them again, but nothing like crazy special. So let's go check out what else Hanoi has to offer. Our next stop, guys, is a treat. So behind us is Quang Lien Bun Cha restaurant, also known as Obama Bun Cha. So Bun Cha is like one of the most famous dishes that you can find in Hanoi. And this restaurant specifically was basically the place where US foreign relations and Vietnamese foreign relations came together in harmony and brought back countries who really hated each other for a long time, to move forward for a better future. So Obama came here and sat down with Anthony Bourdain, I believe in like 2010, 2009, to discuss kind of politics, what's happening in the US related to Vietnam and how foreign relations are moving forward. So they also apparently have really good bun cha, which is basically a dish of bun, which are these kind of spaghetti-like rice noodles, and roasted pork. So let's go eat where Obama ate. So before before we get our food, I want to say that this place was really kind of a game changer for how Americans like interacted within politics. So Anthony Bourdain is one of my favorite food writers, and he's dearly missed. But it was the first time like we've seen an American president sit down with a journalist and have a beer and have some really common food in a very comfortable and like normal human situation. So when we think about Obama's legacy, whether you think it's good or bad, it's always kind of interesting to note that he was able to come here and interact like a local and really try to integrate within Vietnamese culture, which I think is nice. So let's try some bun cha.
We've got a beautifully fried nem hai san. That's a spring roll with seafood next to a pile of bun noodles. And then we get into the business, which is the roasted pork alongside a roasted pork meatball. Holding together,
Bun cha is easily one of Hanoi's most famous dishes, and so basically what you do is you take the bun noodles, and then you have your grilled meat inside kind of like a sweet, kind of savory sauce. It's not a soup, it's a sauce, even though it looks like a soup. And if you want to do it properly, take the noodles, give it a dip, and you just go for it. You take your little bowl. Don't forget to use the little bowl, and just. The noodles are really good. They're very similar to angel hair or capellini pasta, except they're made out of rice, so the texture's a little bit like lighter. And then take a little piece of this roasted pork, give it a shot. Sweet, salty, porky. The sauce really gives it like a little added flavor. Really delicious. I think Obama chose a good place to go. Cheers to you, Obama. Oh yeah. And the bun cha, you get the roasted pork, just like flat kind of grilled pork, and you also get these little flat meatballs, which have some scallions in it, also made out of pork. Super good. You can even take some veg, give it a little wrap, and eat it kind of like the way that the Vietnamese would eat it. The Vietnamese always try to find a way to give it some freshness through the fresh herbs. This isn't very heavy in general, but they like to lighten things up and give you like a little bit of flavor, like a little mint, a little cilantro, little lettuce, and then the super tasty grilled meat. So I love bun cha. Get yourself some bun cha when you come to Hanoi. You can find it all over Vietnam, but Hanoi is like the epicenter for it. And come here. Obama went here. Anthony Bourdain went here. So you should too. So we also ordered this, it's called nem hai san. You can see it here. I took a bite because I thought it was gonna be super similar to what I just showed you, but this is super good, super packed full of seafood flavor. Hai san means seafood in Vietnamese. And the crust is really nice and light. So it's basically like an egg roll with seafood inside, but explosively good, really crispy. Oh yeah.
Our next famous Hanoi street dish to grace the screen is cha ca, also known as turmeric fish soup. A dangerously delicious fish stock with hints of turmeric is the base for this soup. She adds in blanched red noodles, some steamed vegetables, some cuts of fried catfish, and then 2 ladles of the stock right on top, creating a steaming bowl of deliciousness with flavors and textures out of this world. It smells amazing.
Alright guys, the next on our food journey is cha ca. It's kind of like a turmeric catfish, a lot of fried bits and bobs, and we have these like really special kind of, they call them red noodles, and so you guys can see they're actually not, I mean they're rice noodles, but they put a special type of rice flour which is actually red, so it probably comes from the red rice. So super traditional here, probably one of the top 5 most famous, I guess, Hanoi foods. Not easy to find, but we found it. So the question is, how does it taste? We take a piece of fish. Nice and fried. It's a little bit floppy, but that's all right. Take some nudes, get it all together, and we're just gonna go for it. So it's catfish, so it has a nice fishy flavor, but it's not too chewy as far as fish goes. The fried outside is no longer crispy, but it's nice within the soup. And then the soup is just a nice like fish stock, which kind of brings together the fishy flavor. You can add a little bit of the vinegar with some chilies, with some garlic in there, super good. Or if you're a big baller, you can go for the chili oil. Sometimes this is not super spicy, and sometimes this is so spicy it will ruin your next day, if you know what I mean. It's good. So going on this food journey today. The thing is, Vietnamese food, while it's quite diverse in flavor, regionally it's a bit different, but if you look up like what to eat in Saigon versus what to eat in Hanoi, you're gonna find basically the exact same list of dishes, maybe one or two things different because in the north they eat more meat and in the south they eat more seafood. But yeah, it's not as diverse as you would think. It's just there's a little nuance of flavor. In the north, for example, the pho is less sweet, and they don't like the southern pho because it's more sweet. And for example, things here, sometimes the rice is yellow, where in the south it's white, or sometimes the noodles are made in a certain way here versus a certain way in the south. So Vietnamese as a cuisine is quite diverse. I mean, you can find different food in central Vietnam and northern and southern, but if you were to like scope it out as a whole, not the most diverse. Like Chinese food, for example, is way more diverse just because of the size, the different kinds of people, the different cultures. Even when we were in Ha Giang with the different kinds of ethnic minorities, they were still eating pho. They were still eating fried rice. They were still eating fried noodles. They were still eating frog. So in that case, I think if you're in Vietnam, just try the food, go for it. And if you find anything super different, you let me know, comment below. While there's many amazing things to see, you know, whether you want to see palaces or temples or churches or a bunch of Hanoi cultural stuff, we're here to get haircuts. You can get great street haircuts in Hanoi, typically like 20,000 dong, so like $1. They'll clean you up, they'll get you. Sometimes they're really on the street. This guy, he wanted to do a little in the street, but kind of like with his own shop. So, you know, he seemed very excited. So we're getting some haircuts here. Max is getting his beard trimmed up. I'm gonna get my beard trimmed up as well. Let's see what a street haircut in Hanoi looks like. Like Abe Lincoln, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. So we went to the old town here in Hanoi, a place I've been many times, and I'll tell you, it is the most dead I have ever seen it. There's no foreigners, no people. Definitely, I think the COVID situation here is obviously preventing places from opening, or people don't see the value in opening. So there's nothing left to do but have a bia Hanoi. Very good. A local flavor you're gonna love, and to have some dessert. So I've just ordered kem soy, which is basically sweetened sticky rice with a little bit of coconut and ice cream. A weird combination, but should be very delicious.
Our last dish of the day is something so simple and so close to my heart. A small pile of green sticky rice is graced with a nice hefty scoop of vanilla ice cream topped up with coconut bits and some fried sweet potato. Absolutely delicious, so simple. Get yourself a bowl now.
So the last question of the day is, how does it taste? I can feel the rice on the bottom, it's a little hot. We've got some coconut, we've got some ice cream. You can see it steaming away in the humidity, and some coconut flakes. Let's give it a try. I have to admit, it's a weird combination. The rice is chewy, and it's kind of hard to, I'm not a person who likes to chew my ice cream. It's just a little strange, but the ice cream's fresh. It's hot as hell here. The humidity's crazy, so it's awesome. I love sticky rice, coconut, how can you go wrong? And we have candied sweet potatoes, so. Cheers to you guys. Cheers to Hanoi street food, and thanks. You've seen the food, you've seen some local life here in Hanoi. We're headed back to Saigon in about 2 hours. We're gonna fly back, tired, ready to sleep, ready to get back to normal life. So see you guys in Saigon. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell below, and we will see you next week.